Welcome back to the Bright Side Up podcast. We are overdue on a catch up. Like personally, I need to hear from Erin. So we figured we just push record. We're going to just catch up on all the things, check in, see how things are going. Erin, give it to me.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Well, I feel like we talk about dance on here quite a bit, but I do have to share that like the pinnacle of Grace's goal since she was 5 years old, you guys, she went to this kids dance camp and she came home from that camp 5 years old saying, Mom, when I go to high school, that is the team that I want to be on. And I was like, okay, all right, we'll see. Fast forward, she went through a grueling 2-week audition, 2-week tryout process. It was filled with an advanced varsity level 2.5-minute routine that they learned different genres. One of the most advanced things I've ever seen. Then followed it by an interview panel where there was a possible 40 questions she could have been asked. She was asked about 4 or 5 questions.
No way.
With her judges in a panel. She's sitting, that's like, I did that when I tried out for Chargers. Like we sat in a panel with like 5 participants and then a panel of judges. Yeah. She did that at 13 years old. So I was like, okay. So then they go in for their final day, which is at the end of this 2-week-long process. She left her heart out there on the dance floor last night. She felt fairly confident, but also still, you just never know, Yeah. And although she's been training so much, she's such a skilled dancer and so passionate. But again, like the chances of her making it like 2 years ago, 1 freshman made it. So it's always in the back of your head, like you just never know. We found out this morning, so you have to go in person. And then again, there's 3 coaches, 1 dancer, and they tell you, yes, you're on the team or not this year. And she did that this morning. We had to be there at 6:15 a.m.
My gosh, I did not know this part.
Okay, fast forward. She made the team, which was just like incredible. Like we are just so on cloud 9. The coolest thing about this whole process is the support and the girls that are on this team that she gets to share the next chapter of her life with. Wow. There were like, I don't know, 6 or 7, 8 girls that were there that early in the morning. Now, mind you, they are graduating seniors or they had a time that was later on in the day. They didn't have to be there. Mm-hmm. They chose to be there to support the girls that were getting this great news today. Like it was just something out of a storybook. It was so special and so cute and like full circle moment. Before Grace was born, I was the assistant coach for this same dance team before Grace was born. So like in the back of my mind, I'm always like, oh God, this would be so cool for my future daughter to be a part of. But again, it was 15, 16 years ago. So I just kind of had in the back of my mind, but like when I took her to this camp, she made the decision for herself. And so I felt like especially these last like 3 to 4 years was really like, okay, here's the goal. How do we work backwards from the goal? And like just being really mindful and like communicative about that plan. Okay, this will lead us to here. We had to do everything from like changing school routes, like going from homeschool to like public school and figuring out what the best path of that was. Work backwards. It was just, I don't know. I can't unfold everything right now, but it just feels so good to finally like be here and like, we love like all the moms that are also part of this dance team too. So it's like another community for both of us, really.
Oh my gosh, it's such a dream. Such a dream. Well, congratulations. I love that photo of her, like holding the shirt with the girls. Amazing.
It's so fun. I know, such a good morning.
Of fresh air. Yeah. Well, and now you can like just like sit back, relax, and enjoy. And what a great way to go into high school to have, I know you already touched on it, but that is huge to have a community going into high school because high school is so scary. Like
to already have like your group, people. People that like you could automatically turn to, like that is so amazing. I know, I'm super excited for her.
Huge. Yeah. Caleb, they're the same age. So Caleb's going into high school and he, he's gotten into rugby the past couple of years and he's really taking it seriously now. And at the end of his U14, which is like 14 and under, there's not a U15. So they had an option to go in the U16, which is like 16-year-olds. Like these are guys that are in Bella's grade. And most of the U14 kids that, were going on were like, no, we'll just wait till like next season. But Caleb was like, no, I want to keep playing. I want to play year round. So he's on the U16. So he's literally, he is practicing 3 days a week with the U16 team. He plays, he, got a bloody nose 2 weeks. Cause the part was he's not, because I was nervous. Like these guys they're huge, they're big.
Yeah. They're men.
And they're men, totally. And so I was like, okay, he can practice with them, but like, let's not have him play. But I guess he's played a little bit, and I wasn't at this game, thank goodness, but he got a bloody nose. And I was like, oh my gosh, are you okay? And his dad's like, no, Chelsea, that's a good thing. Yeah, he's out there. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay. But it's funny because Bella is like, oh my God, like the guys that Bella's goes to school with, or like, hey, I know your brother. Like, I see your brother, you know? But it's fun because he's going to go, same thing. He'll go on campus and he's going to have juniors that he practices with, like that he knows. How incredible to know some upperclassmen and to have some friends going into it. Like,
I didn't have that. Like, I would have loved that. That's so special for these kids.
We had just moved actually, and my mom sent me, my parents had just gotten divorced. We had moved to like the west side of Santa Cruz. My mom sent me to Santa Cruz High School, where none of my friends from middle school went.
No.
So I walked in and
Ruth.
Yes.
How could you?
I got straight A's. I will say I got straight A's the first semester, but I remember one pivotal moment getting out of the car and screaming, "You're ruining my life," and slamming the door. My dad was like offering me all this like money to buy whatever outfits I wanted to stay at Santa Cruz. But ultimately I ended up first semester, I switched to Harbor. I went with all my friends, and then straight A's no longer, but that's okay. I had a great time.
You know what though? That's why you're resilient, and that's why you get what you want out of life. It's because you know where you want to be, and you'll figure out a way to succeed.
My golly. Oh man. Gosh. So yeah, that's huge for both of them. I love that. Congrats.
Tell us about your trip. You guys just snuck away to Hawaii.
Anthony had actually booked this before we decided to move, and it could not have come at a better time with the move. Like, cause all I've been doing is unpacking and where is this? And it's stressful. So had we known we were going to move, same thing with Palm Springs, we would not have gone to Hawaii. There's no way. But because it was already booked, paid for, done, we're like, well, we get to go. Yeah. And so we spent 4 days in North Shore. So I've always gone to like Maui. So it's like very touristy. North Shore is so local. We stayed in this incredible Airbnb. The guy who owns it, the family that owns it, he's Garrett. I'm going to mess it up. Maller, I forget. Anyway, he surfed the 100-foot wave. And so it's like all surfer-esque, and it's like this compound kind of, and it just was so real and so remote. Like North Shore is you're not going to see an ABC store. It's like so real. We went and got fish from, a fisherman down at the harbor. This like 17-year-old kid who just had caught it and like cleaned it and all that. And it was so fun. So we were cooking and just snorkeling. Now where we stayed was exactly where they just had the flooding. So right at our Airbnb, there wasn't the best snorkeling, which is kind of why we picked it. We're like, oh, this would be great snorkeling. But then the floods happened. But thankfully, like we went into it, the Airbnb host told us, they're like, oh, don't plan on swimming. So we thought we'd just hike, but we brought the snorkel stuff just in case. And thank goodness we did, because we found beaches and saw turtles and hiked this like crazy, amazing hike that just goes straight up and like through the jungle. And did you know this? Because I did not know this. So in this hike, we're like going through, like you can't see, you're covered in like jungle. Like you can't see your feet. You don't do that in California because snakes.
Yeah.
There's no snakes in Hawaii.
I did not know that.
No snakes? None. No snakes, no ticks. So there's no bears. There's basically nothing on land that can hurt you. So like how fun to like go through brush. I mean, we were like literally, it was so jungly at the beginning. I mean, it got more to a trail at the top, but I'm like, how wonderful to not have the fear of like what could hurt me. I mean, I was in a skirt. I was in like a Viore skirt and like brushing through and totally fine. But no, Hawaii is like, it's just a magical place.
It really is. I'm so glad you guys got away, because yeah, you're right. If you wouldn't have booked it had you had known all the things on your itinerary for the future. But yeah, that was just meant to be. And what a great time for you and Anthony to have just the two of you, and also Palm Springs too, because you had that as a family
with the kids,
you know? So it's like everything was checked. That's really, really good.
Yes.
Next week, Dante and I go for our annual Sans Kids vacation, where my parents come up and watch the kids for like 4 nights. So I will
huge.
Keep you posted on that. We're actually we just kind of decided last week. It's kind of spontaneous. Cause we're like, when like you plan a trip and you're like, things just aren't vibing right. Like what's going to feel really good at this point in time? Like, we just need to slow down. We had a couple different ideas. But ultimately we landed on Calistoga for 2 nights, like mud baths, wellness center.
Oh my God.
I mean, the downtown Calistoga is just super cute and quaint. We're going to walk to that. And then we're going to go to like bougie Yountville, which is like outside of Napa.
Yes.
We went there last year and we're like, how can we make it back here again? So we already know what we're in for in Yountville, which is amazing. And then the Calistoga is a new part. But Dante's parents, before they passed, would always talk about how special Calistoga is. So I'm really excited to experience that too. So
jumping topics here from like travel. I remember you did Year of the Hair last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I did.
And I've always had thin hair, but like I've never put like effort into like figuring out how to like make it thicker or whatever. Like I've done Nutrafol a little bit. I did Nutrafol for probably like 3 months. Didn't notice too much of a difference. I had the Divi like scalp stuff, right? Like it didn't work. And everyone said it's like, oh, there's all these studies and all this. And I'm like, I mean, I'm sure it's a good vitamin, but like I didn't notice. And in fact, the past 2 weeks, like my hair is thinner than it's ever been, to the point that I'm like, oh, this is concerning. Like this can't be ignored. Something is going on. And so I always see the ads for hers minoxidil. And my mom has been telling me, she's like, Chelsea, just do it. It's actually, that will work. It's going to work. And so I did a little like online form, you know, you get your prescription. It showed up at my door yesterday.
Yep.
And I just started taking it and I had no idea that you were taking it.
I don't know how we did not talk about this because I love the product so much. But you're like, oh, I just got my hers. I'm like, oh my God, I've been taking it since last July. And I mean, my hair is the same type of thing. Like it's always like been just super thin, but I haven't really put any like effort into it. I thought maybe because I dyed it too much. And then now that I'm kind of going a little bit darker on the top, I've been noticing like, oh my gosh, I'm not having breakage. And so, but just overall less shedding. Way less shedding. And then all this like new hair growth, like up by your like roots and scalp is incredible. And like when I actually put effort into my hair, I actually like the outcome, which it's never been the case for me. You can pay with it with your HSA and FSA account. So do that for next time. Like change the account number to that because it's going to come like every 3 months or however you set your
I think I did
renewal
monthly
too.
But it's not even that expensive. But that, I mean, the fact that you can pay with it for HSA.
I know. And I did not notice any difference with Nutrafol, but you got to be consistent with it. But after 3 months with hers, I did not with Nutrafol. So we're not gatekeeping it anymore. We're just the real deal guys over here.
No, and not sponsored by any means. I mean, they can sponsor us if they want to.
Hers, where are you? We love you.
Anyway.
Yay. Stay tuned for bushy hair and all the volume.
We're down. All right. Well, Erin, have so much fun next week. Can't wait to hear all about it. Like, please post like all the treatments you do and all the things. Give us all like the inside scoop.
I will. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. And we will see you here very, very soon. As always, if you love this, share it. And we just cannot thank you enough for the community that we are building here.
And don't forget, you can watch us on YouTube. We are on YouTube. It's kind of fun. So, I mean, put us on in the background, but you can like, you know, it's kind of like we're hanging out in the same room. I know it is that way too on the headphones, but check us out on YouTube. We love you guys.